Today, we delve into a provocative and complex development in international affairs that has captured global attention: President Trump's recent declaration of victory in what he frames as a conflict with Iran. This pronouncement comes amid a series of escalating tensions in the Middle East, a region historically marked by volatility and strategic importance. The president's claim, delivered with characteristic boldness, suggests a turning point in U.S. foreign policy. However, it is crucial to examine the underpinnings and potential ramifications of such a statement. At the heart of this story lies the Strait of Hormuz, a critical maritime chokepoint through which approximately 20% of the world's oil supply passes. Recent U.S. naval operations in this area, dubbed Project Freedom, were meant to assert control and deter perceived Iranian aggression. Interestingly, the operation was suspended after just 2 days, with only 2 vessels successfully navigating the strait, leading to speculation about the true nature and success of these efforts. This rapid de-escalation raises questions about whether the U.S. is repositioning its forces strategically, or if there was an overestimation of the threat posed by Iran. The backdrop of these events can be traced to ongoing tensions between the United States and Iran, exacerbated by disputes over Iran's nuclear ambitions and its role in regional proxy conflicts. The U.S. has consistently sought to counter these threats, and the recent military actions, whether through airstrikes or cyber operations, appear to be framed as a decisive blow against Iran's military infrastructure. However, Iranian officials have dismissed these claims as mere propaganda, highlighting a persistent narrative of defiance. For the U.S., this declaration of victory could represent a strategic move to stabilize the global energy market. Recent uncertainties have led to fluctuations in oil prices, impacting economies worldwide. A perceived triumph in the Strait of Hormuz could reassure markets, potentially preventing inflationary pressures and supply disruptions. Politically, this development might bolster President Trump's image as a resolute leader in national security, a factor that could play a significant role in shaping domestic support as the nation approaches key elections. Nevertheless, the implications of this announcement extend beyond the immediate geopolitical landscape. A declared U.S. victory over Iran might embolden further sanctions or efforts to diplomatically isolate Tehran, intensifying the pressure on its nuclear program. However, this approach is not without risks. Iran has a history of leveraging proxy forces in the region, and retaliatory actions could manifest in Iraq, Syria, or Yemen. Additionally, the possibility of asymmetric cyber attacks on Western infrastructure remains a tangible threat. For U.S. allies, particularly in Europe and Asia, sustained stability in the Middle East is crucial. These regions are heavily reliant on Gulf oil, and any prolonged instability could threaten economic growth and supply continuity. As such, the global community is closely monitoring the situation, seeking assurances that the path forward will not lead to further conflict or economic turmoil. On the domestic front, President Trump's narrative intersects with broader policy shifts, including controversial immigration measures. While the administration's move to deport undocumented migrants to Libya raises humanitarian concerns, the focus remains squarely on the implications of the U.S. approach to Iran. This pivot toward assertive unilateralism signals a departure from previous multilateral strategies, raising questions about the long-term effectiveness of such a stance. Simultaneously, global protests related to Middle East developments highlight the expansive impact of these events. A planned demonstration in Perth, Australia, underscores the ripple effects on public sentiment, with citizens worldwide expressing apprehension over potential escalation. As we wrap up today's analysis, it is important to consider the broader context of President Trump's declaration. The concept of winning, in such complex geopolitical scenarios, is inherently nuanced. Is victory measured by the absence of casualties, the achievement of strategic gains, or the establishment of deterrence? These questions will likely shape congressional oversight and international reactions in the days to come. In conclusion, while the president's assertion of victory may resonate in certain circles, the intricate web of Middle Eastern geopolitics ensures that any such claim warrants careful scrutiny. As tensions simmer and the global community remains on high alert, the true measure of success will be determined by the stability and security achieved in this critical region. As always, we will continue to monitor developments closely, providing thoughtful analysis as events unfold. Thank you for joining us today for this in-depth discussion. and we look forward to bringing you more insights in our next episode.